Happy Wine Wednesday, everybody. Can't believe it's already December the 8th. Like, where has the time gone? We are coming to a close when it comes to this year. 2021 is almost over. So if you haven't made up for this year's New Year's resolution, we can always just roll it on over to 2022. I think that this year has been a whirlwind of things for a lot of people, but one thing that has brought everyone together, whether it be virtually or in person, what have you, is music and wine. I know that's just this amazing force that has kept people going over the past 2 years. And with that being said, I have someone here today that's going to provide us with music while we sip on wine during today's Jam Happy Hour. And he's an awesome, awesome individual. I briefly interacted with him, but I can already tell he has got a lot going for him. And with that being said, I've got Roman Alexander here. Everybody, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Do you know today is I think it's National Brownie Day and National Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day, which is, yeah.
You know, I can get behind the Professional Brownie Day, but the potential...
Pretend to be a time traveler day.
Yeah. What? Explain.
I don't know, but I guess my question for you, why can cutlery, as in different types of things, utensils you use to eat with, spoons, forks, etc., why can they teleport but not time travel?
Is that a thing?
Well, the reason for this,
Is this a joke?
it's silverware, not silver when.
That was... I'm going to drink to that. Here we go.
Oh, look at you. You've got your butter in hand. I love
My
it.
butter.
You know,
Cheers.
doctors, they apparently say 1 glass a day is heart healthy. And who's to say a bottle isn't a glass? It's in a glass container, just like this.
Well, I think they say... Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's 4 glasses inside of a bottle, right?
It depends on how heavy your pour is.
There's about 2 glasses in a bottle for me.
Yeah, so you're just like doubling up on the heart health.
That's right. Today there's only 1 bottle. So
1 glass.
1 glass.
All right, Roman. So for everyone watching right now, I know you just got done with your tour and the year is coming to a close. And I'm sure for the people watching, they probably want to find where they can check you out in person or to stream your music. So we're going to be posting all of that and linking it for everyone watching over the course of today's show. But is there any like exciting stuff you want to kind of tease the crowd with?
I guess I know this summer, next summer, I'll be on the road with Sam Hunt for some dates, and so that'll be cool.
Oh.
I think more importantly, I think it's rather I got some really cool stories about we're on tour. So I think I don't really have anything to tease going forward, but I feel like I have a lot of cool stories to tell about the last 3 months of my life and where I got to go and things I got to do.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so why don't we, in true drinking fashion, I think where you're at, it's already the 5 o'clock hour, but
5 o'clock somewhere. That's right.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So what better than to start with this first song? What do you say?
Deal. Okay, here we go.
All right.
This song's called Cocktail Conversations. It was a Monday night, I was killing time. You were sitting about 5 seats down. With your hair pulled back, all dressed in black, you stood out in this crowd. After my first drink, I did the right thing and sit about 3 seats over. You looked my way as if to say it's okay, but move a little closer. And I said, Yeah, I'm an old-fashioned, you're in Manhattan, sitting in a smoky downtown bar. If you ever been to LA, drove across the country, and some car that barely starts, there's a shine in your eye telling me that you might just want me to take you home. At the same time, girl, I ain't got no expectations. These are just cocktail conversations. Oh, you asked me where I was from and why I got that Elvis tattoo. I said my old man is an Elvis fan and my granddad was one too. I asked you why a girl like you was in here on your own. You smiled and winked, took a sip of my drink and said, boy, I ain't here alone. 'Cause you're an old-fashioned, I'm a Manhattan, sitting in a smoky downtown bar. You ever been to LA, drove across the country, and some car that barely starts? There's a shine in your eye telling me that you might just want to take me home. At the same time, boy, I ain't got no expectations. These are just cocktail conversations. Oh, in the world, there's no telling where this might lead. In the world, I know it brought you here to me. Yeah, I'm an old-fashioned, you're in Manhattan, sitting in a smoky downtown bar. If you ever been to LA, drove across the country, and some car that barely starts, there's a shine in your eye telling me that you might just want me to take you home. So at the same time, girl, I ain't got no expectations. These are just cocktail conversations. Oh, these are just cocktail conversations.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank you. Can you hear that all right? Is that all good?
Sounds great. Sounds great. So that first song that y'all just heard, Happy Wednesday, Wine Wednesday, to those of you that joined us for our Jam Happy Hour today. And that first song is actually the last song that is showcased on last year's album release. So Between You and Me was put out actually, I think almost like a year ago, exactly, like give or take a handful of days. But
Yeah. Yeah. Today's the anniversary that it went to Hot Country on Spotify and was able to flare on there. So,
oh my gosh. Well, so Cocktail Conversations, like the 5 songs featured on Between You and Me, they're all really amazing. And I have so many questions, but before
ask
that,
away.
the past, the present, and the future. They stroll into a bar.
Uh huh.
And it was, I'll tell you, it was tense.
You know, cocktail conversations in particular, that
Oh, no.
personal experience. So, true story.
Did you get it? Did you get it?
No, I didn't land. I didn't land the deal.
The past, the present, and the future.
It was the
They
past
all walk
now.
into the bar.
Yep.
It was tense. Present
joke?
tense, past tense, future tense.
I need help. I need help today. Please help me. Your jokes are good.
This is why the wine comes into play, because it makes these terrible jokes a little bit easier to swallow.
I'm gonna drink to that one. Every time you make a joke, I'm just gonna drink to it.
Yep. Cheers to everyone out there.
Cheers.
But please tell me, like, how did you decide on like Cocktail Conversations being the outro? Like, how do you sandwich all of the different songs to put into an album? and kind of tell your story in that order?
You know, I think that comes with our. I write the music, I record it, and I think from there that's the label's decision or management's decision to kind of
Hmm.
decide where it goes and how it partakes. I think
Hmm.
just going in order. I think just listening to the order of the songs, the story.
Yeah.
There's kind of a story when you put it in a linear fashion. So that's
Right.
kind of what um, we went with.
And for you, like, how does music how does it all transpire for you? Does it start with this aha moment when it comes to the instrumental side of things? Like, are you sudsing it up in the shower and then a melody comes to you? Or is it the opposite? Like, do you have the sort of plot and the main, you know, hook and sync sort of line that you want to be a song and then the instrumentals come later? Is it like a combo?
I guess it comes at the weirdest times. I think there's just so many different stories I have about that. I think for cocktail conversations, I had said that one in particular. I had talked about it. Actually, in all of these songs, they kind of started as just a title I had on my phone, and I heard a buddy say cocktail conversations, who was my producer. I heard him say something like that, and I flipped it into cocktail conversations. Like, what if we wrote that? And he was like, "Yeah, I don't know, not today. That's not really what I want to write today." And I was like, "Okay." So I went to like three or four different writes over a span of a month, and everybody said no to it. Everybody's like, "No, that's not the title. We want to write today." And it wasn't that they were saying that's a dumb idea or that
Yeah.
they didn't feel like writing it. It was more or less that it just the setting wasn't right. We weren't in the right headspace. One person, and you want everybody to be kind of on board with it. Otherwise, it's just not going to turn out
Right.
great.
Yeah.
And so I walked in one day, and this guy named Dylan Altman and John Caldwell, the two individuals, were like, "Let's write it. Let's do it." And it finally clicked. So what I learned to stop doing was just because somebody says no to get rid of the title, because I hold on to it and I'll just keep reintroducing
Yeah.
it until it has a space. Because I really feel like it's a cool title, then I end up writing it.
Yeah. And so do you feel like, because when I listen to that song and when I hear you sing it, I get like that full like motion picture sort of image in my mind of, that quintessential part of like a rom-com where all of a sudden it turns slightly dramatic because someone, they're having a hard night, they're at the bar by themselves, and someone kind of strolls in, and then the camera pans over to
Yeah.
someone, and then they end up having that meet cute. And was it that sort of scenario for you? Is that the way that you see that song? Because I feel like everyone has their different take on the message.
Yeah. Uh, to a degree, yes. I mean, actually, that's exactly what happened. But not while I was writing the song. It was when I was doing the demo, and I would go back and listen to it. That's when I knew I had something because a movie was playing in my head. And if you can't
Yeah.
play a movie in your head, that means a storyline. And there was just something there. Cocktail Conversations is a true introduction to who I am as a person. Um, the Elvis tattoo I mentioned in there. I love old fashions.
Yeah.
Uh, and
You
from a
have
true
his
story,
signature, right? Tattooed on
yeah,
you
yep,
somewhere? It's
right here.
dope.
And then my mom's name is Lisa Marie, so I have Lisa Marie, which is Elvis'
It's so
daughter's
cool.
name. So my mom's name, we're a big Elvis family. My mom's named after her, so it kind of runs in the
Wow.
blood.
Crazy. I love it. So if you ever venture over to Napa, we have a Foster Freeze that actually is somewhere that Marilyn Monroe and Elvis both visited. And there's like a bunch of like tribute, like portraits of them all over. So,
That sounds awesome. I've never been to Napa. I've been to California many times. It's California, right? That's where Napa's at.
yes,
That's right.
yes, sir.
Okay, so I've been out there a few times. I've just never been to Napa. I think we might have driven past it when we were on tour. I used to
Okay.
sell T-shirts as a merch guy, and so we would. Oh my boy, did that sound just come off? Uh,
I can still hear you.
that's I drove by there, so I need to I need to turn that off. That sounds so bad.
You're sounding great. So, Roman, Alexander, everybody. And as we've been linking, we're going to continue to link where to find all things Roman in terms of his music. And if you want to keep yourself updated as we move into the new year, which is crazy. Can't believe we have less than a month of this year. I don't even know how we've made it from 2020 to we're almost in 2022, Roman. What the heck?
It's gone by fast. I feel like every year gets faster and faster and faster.
I know. That's why every moment, you got to just appreciate time and do things that slow it down and like make you reflect, music and wine. And that's why we do this. So, that being said, before we let's get into another song, but I'm going to cheers you first, virtually.
Cheers. I don't have a glass, so this is my glass today.
Perfect. Love it. Cheers, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
This song's called Better in a Car, and I released it last month. So be sure to go check it out. Summertime in your bare feet, your summer skin on the bed seat. Your baby swear that I can barely even keep my eyes on the road. We ain't gotta take it downtown. I'm kinda loving where we're at now. And don't you wanna let your head down, put your hands out. There ain't nowhere we gotta go. There ain't no view like the sunset through this old cracked windshield glass. There ain't no feeling like the feeling of freedom in a filled up tank of gas. And there ain't no sound like the sound of windows down, wind mixing with the speakers. There ain't no kiss like a kiss in the backseat with you pulling on my t-shirt. Burnt CDs and worn out leather in a 6-speed with 16 forever. Nothing like headlights cutting right through the dark. Life's a little better in a car. Life's a little better in a car, yeah. The right one on my right side, red lights in your green eyes. You got me wishing I could stop time and never hit the brakes. There ain't no sound like the sound of the windows down, wind mixing with the speakers. There ain't no kiss like a kiss in the backseat with you pulling on my t-shirt. Burnt CDs and worn out leather in a 6-speed with 16 forever. Nothing like headlights cutting right through the dark. Life's a little better in a car. 4 wheels on 2 lanes, slow drive on a Sunday. Always take the long way, 'cause life's a little better in a car, yeah. Life's a little better in a car. There ain't no view like the sunset through this old cracked windshield glass. There ain't no feeling like the feeling of freedom in a field. And there ain't no sound like the sound of the windows down, wind mixing with the speakers. There ain't no kiss like a kiss in the backseat with you pulling on my t-shirt. Burnt CDs and worn out leather in a 6-speed with 16 forever. Nothing like headlights cutting right through the dark. Life's a little better in a car. 4 wheels on 2 lanes, slow drive on a Sunday. Always take the long way, 'cause life's a little better in a car. Ride around on Friday, hit back roads or highway. You make out in the driveway, 'cause life's a little better in a car.
Woo! Thank you. Better in Car by Roman Alexander. And thank you to everyone that's tuned in on this fine Wine Wednesday. So with that song, I know you pay tribute to people and things we were talking about before. And I'm curious to know, how does your mother feel about the tattoo situation?
The Elvis tattoo was the one I think that got her riled up the most. And then I have a quarter sleeve right here on my arm, and so that I think that one got her fired up too. But I guess when you move out of the house and you're a grown adult, I can't really, mom can only be mad for
Yeah.
so long.
Yeah.
Um, I, but when I got her tattoo on me, I think she was like, I can't get mad at somebody for having my name on them. So,
Right.
especially my son.
Exactly. Yeah. I have my mom tattooed on my inner ankle. And I know she probably she passed away and that's why I got it, but like she was like very not into tattoos, and so I'm like, but it's you. It's like the D from your signature, so you
Yeah.
can't be mad, you know?
And it's
Well,
art, It's the freedom to
yeah.
express yourself.
I think it's silly when people are like, well, you know that in the future that tattoo's gonna look like shit. There's my cuss word stipend. It's gonna look like shit because you're gonna be wrinkly. I'm like, yeah, but I'm either gonna be wrinkly already or I can have like art on my body and it's wrinkly. So, you
Look,
know,
we're all gonna wrinkle, and honestly, with or without tattoos, wrinkles aren't, they're not like the sexiest thing. But if you embrace them, that's it. We're all gonna wrinkle, So why live not expressing yourself?
yeah, exactly. Um, okay, so was it Jerry and Ben that you wrote Better in a Car?
Yeah, Ben Johnson and Jerry Flowers, two phenomenal. Jerry is a legendary songwriter in my books. He is well on his way to be a Hall of Fame songwriter. He's incredible. Just a brilliant person, and even just a better soul. And he's Keith Urban's bass player. He's been Keith Urban's bass player for the last 25 years, and he wrote a lot of songs that honestly inspired my move to Nashville. And I was a big fan of him when I was in high school. Ben, on the other hand, is equally talented, and he's a newer songwriter, and he's already just making waves. So I'm such a fan of both of them. They're both amazing human
Love
beings.
it. And so you wanted kind of that song pretty much personifies like your love for cars.
Yeah, yeah. Cars and America's two greatest pastimes, I think, besides football and baseball, which is making out and driving around in a car.
That's fair. Especially when you live in a town that doesn't have a whole lot going on. Even if it has things to offer, usually that's for like people that aren't, 17 in high school. When you're in high school, you're like, oh, what do I do?
Yeah,
What do I do?
yeah. You're trying to find things to do, and I think for me, it was driving around, and I was definitely I was
Making out?
never a ladies' man, but I loved chasing girls around the town that I thought, like my crushes. I always tried to be at the Sonic parking lot when they were there,
Oh my
or
gosh.
that was like my thing to do. So being in a
Yes. Dude,
teenage
and
years in my development,
so I have family, which everyone in California, they were always confused when I was growing up. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going over the summer. I'm going to Kansas. I'm going to Wichita and I'm going to visit family. And it's going to be a lot of fun. They're like, what's in Kansas? And I'm like, dude, you know what? The people there are really awesome. And you know what? The Sonic slushies, they're bomb.
Wait, hang on. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Do you not have Sonic where you're at?
Well, like we do, but it's not the same
It's not the same. No.
situation. And because I'm gonna say Missouri, but
Yeah.
it's Missouri over in Missouri, right?
It depends on what part of Missouri.
Okay.
I say Missouri, like Missouri, but I don't mean to say it like that. Like it's not misery. I love Missouri.
Right.
It's just Missouri. Like, that's how I say it real fast. My grandmother says Missouri. Yeah, it depends on what part of Missouri you're from. Like if you're in the Boot Hill or you're in the middle.
Yeah. And you have a lot of steak and shakes over there, right?
Too many. I like steak and shake. It's not my thing. I'm not a big sweets guy. Like I like savory. Like shakes aren't my favorite. They used to be when I was younger, but Sonic slushies though, that's different.
Oh, what's your go-to flavor?
The Blue Ocean Crush.
Oh,
Oh
is
yeah.
that like coconut
Mm-hmm.
blue raspberry? Okay.
It's like that.
See, I'm either like watermelon, just watermelon,
Oh, that's a good
or
one.
I'm weird. I love grape artificial flavored things.
So
So
you liked cough syrup, like when you were a kid, like it didn't bother you at all?
yes,
'Cause there's
like
always
my
grape
mom would be
flavored.
like, "Here, take some Dimetapp." I'm like,
Oh.
"Perfect, perfect."
Yeah, I can't stand grape flavor personally, but I like grapes.
And you like wine?
Yes, that is the purest form of grape in my opinion.
It really is. It really
Yeah.
is. Well, with that being said, what do you say we get into like a two song back to back situation, Roman?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna do two
Cheers.
songs. Cheer. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Cheers. I'm gonna do two songs. One's a cover, and then one goes into an original song, the title track off the EP called "Between You and Me."
Love
But actually, this song right here is that I'm about to play had to do with me driving around and making out with a girl in a car. It was a song that I heard when I drove a girl to a concert. It was the first time I was able to get in my car and drive 2 hours somewhere to take a girl to a concert and on a date. And this was one of the songs that I heard that night that completely shaped the way I heard songwriting. If I could be the reason your hair's a mess, the bass drum beating way down deep in your chest. If I could be the voice on your radio, I could be your long ride home. If I could be the name that changes yours, the wine in your glass, the swing on your porch, the dollar in your pocket and the peaceful in your sleep. I'd be what you mean to me. Standing here, you're watching you. You turned every head in this crowded room. The lights down low, you're dancing slow. Oh, falling's how you feel, but perfect's what you see. I'd be what you mean to me. Can I tell you a secret? Might have to slide in close for you to hear it. Over that bartender, yelling out them drinks, while the cover band off key sings here. So can I tell you a secret? It between you and me, all I could think about is leaving here early to get you home. You're pulling you into me, not even music on, nothing but you, my tea, white sheets between you and me. Yeah, between you and me. Yeah, girl, you know me like no one. It's like you get done up to get me undone, killing me in that dress all night. It's only 8 and I'm down to close down this place, yeah, but I'd rather close up this space. Yeah, between you and me, all I could think about is leaving here early to get you home. Yeah, pulling you into me, not even music on, nothing but you, my tea, white sheets between you and me. Yeah, between you and me, yeah.
Woo! Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So we just had a little mashup of a couple songs, everybody. And that last one, Between You and Me, it was you and Ashley Cook kind of
Yeah,
did this duet.
that was the one we put out. I put out the original version, the one you just heard, and then we just kind of flip flopped the uh, girl and guy part and put out that version with her. Yeah.
And you reached out to Ashley and you were like, "Hey, I want you as the female voice on the duet," or how did that all transpire?
Yeah, essentially, that's kind of what happened. I mean, her team was, really into the idea of it, and I'd known her for a while, so we reached out to her, and she was all on board, and our teams lined up, and we were good to go.
And okay, so the song, it's like, I mean, I don't even want to say what I take from it because when I hear it, I have like three different versions in my head that kind of like in that same sort of movie format. They're all taking place, but I want to hear like what your outlook is on the message.
It is kind of like a well, nothing but you, my tea, white sheets between you and me. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of spicy. It's got some spicy tone to it, and that's kind of how we wrote it. We wanted something that felt intimate, and that's why that the production isn't massive. It's not a big giant, big drums and band. We wanted something that felt sparse and felt country and
Yeah.
authentic, but also had the message across too.
Yeah. And what I think is cool, so for everyone that's watching right now on this Fine Wine Wednesday, you're hearing this. Hey, there we go. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
What I take from like this version that I'm hearing right now, live in the moment, versus the duet that you have with Ashley, it's like it completely transcends the translation and the message from like right now, almost this not like one-sided, but this just point of view and a look inside my head sort of perspective when it's being sung on its own by one person. But then when you take it into the duet and two people, two voices giving their own take on it, you get this like mutual sort of just coming together.
Right.
And like that sort of belonging kind of really translates when the two of you are doing the song together, which I think is really cool. I don't know if
And
that
it
was.
felt really authentic too, like to be able to put that
Yeah.
song out and like her and I get along so great, and she's been busy, she's been on the road, and I've been on the road, so I haven't seen her a whole lot. But when we are together, it's like we're brother and sisters, and we get along great. And
Yes.
so it's not one of those duets where we were paid to do a duet together, or we were forced to do it and put it out just to get a fan's reaction. We put it out, and we didn't know what it was going to do, but here we are, 17 million streams on Spotify overall. I think like 35 million,
So
and
cool.
it just the song, she took it to another level for me.
I think that you guys like the two voices, they sync up in such an awesome way that it was like meant to be. Like that song was meant for your voices. The message was meant to come from the two of you, and you couldn't have done it any better, in my opinion.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give you a rapid fire question.
Go. Let's
Are
do it.
you ready? All right.
Ready.
So let's say You, Roman, day in,
Hmm.
day out, you have MTV. They're like all around you, following you around. You have basically a keeping up with the Kardashian sort of TV show. Like all the things are being recorded. And how would you want said TV show to be encapsulated by a theme song? What do you think would really capture the essence of Roman Alexander in terms of that intro theme song?
That's a really good question.
And we will get into a song if you'd like, and then you can answer the question later.
I
Or
Let me
you
think
can
about it.
answer it now.
Okay, I would say it has to be like Cotton Eye Joe or something like that. I don't know, like something
Ooh,
fun, like something that's got
okay.
like a funny little message to it, or
Okay.
like maybe like a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll by like AC/DC.
Oh, okay.
You
So in the meantime, like what would the I don't even know what the correct term is for it, but like what would the like slides or the like mini clips of videos while the theme song's going on? Do you know what I'm saying? Like
hmm
what is being shown? Like each episode it's the same thing. It's like the same clips and the same song to
Yeah,
intro your show.
view a lot with me and my dog, and cars, and cooking, and all sorts of my buddies drinking beer. Probably me intoxicated at some point. I don't know.
Wait, okay, so Bubba
That's right. You did your research,
would
Bubba.
be showcased. Okay.
That's right.
Now, would it be like you and Bubba on like a hike, or you and Bubba like is Bubba more spoiled? Like would it be you giving Bubba a Bubba bath?
Oh, that's a good one. He is he's really relaxed. Like he's a really chill dog, and we're both kind of homebodies, and so it'd probably be him and I just like kicking it on the couch and laying down or something like
Okay. And I have a follow-up question.
that. Hit me with it.
So, let's say you are the star of a movie. You're the lead role.
Hmm.
And this movie, it kind of just naturally transpires into the point where you're in Vegas. Okay. So the movie starts with whatever, and then you make your way over to Vegas with your friends, and you're there, you're in a nightclub, and all of a sudden, some rascal just comes on over and just like picks a fight and like throws a bright blue AMF in your general direction. And doesn't matter how you decide to approach the situation, but a fight song breaks out. And what would that be for the
It,
movie based on you?
it'd probably be like flogging Molly, like whiskey lullabies,
Yeah.
or drunken lullabies, not drunken lullabies. Like that's where my head goes. I love like Irish music sometimes, like listen to it, and
Yes.
I played rugby, and so I think about like that whenever I think about it.
Okay. And okay, did music or rugby come first?
Music for sure. Rugby was in there, but it was definitely music.
So my question is like for your pre-game like amping yourself up sort of stuff for rugby, did that kind of equate with what you already were like inspired by, or was it completely different?
Mm, I mean, it was. I mean, it, probably what I was. I mean, classic rock was always my go-to. So like
Yeah.
AC/DC or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Rugby
Yeah.
is rugby's rough, dude. It's
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I like. I thought football was more rough personally, but I think rugby's right up there.
I feel like there's like no rules, right? With rugby,
Uh,
you can just like smack someone.
no, there's definitely rules. I mean, you got to hit below the waist, and you can't just body slam somebody. But yeah, there's definitely some things that happen that aren't typically allowed. Ear pulling, or you know, it's not like hockey. You can't get in a fight, but you do get in fights. You just get thrown out, and you just got to deal with it.
Yeah, that's true. Hockey, yeah, hockey's pretty brutal
That
as
is
well.
pretty rough.
Yeah. One other question
Mm-hmm.
that I'm curious about. So basically, we've all gone through our trials and tribulations over the past like 2 years with having to like stay at home, and either you're spending a lot of money on DoorDash or you're cooking at home. What was like the last thing you either tried and you succeeded at in terms of a recipe, or what you tried and did not succeed at?
Uh, you know,
Or something you've been wanting to try?
I've really wanted to been trying like to cook, like I want to hand make pasta, like actually make handmade pasta. But I'm not a big Italian food guy. I like more. I'm Mexican, so Mexican food feels more like
Okay.
something I would be, you know, interested in.
What do you order at a Mexican restaurant?
I'm just a basic guy. Enchiladas, like cheese enchiladas, or
Yes.
like
Green or
like a
red sauce?
red sauce.
Yes. Oh,
But I go green too. Like chili verde is always good, you know.
you like the relleno?
Yep, yep, I
Mm-hmm.
do. And I will say I do like so there's a thing called menudo, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's cow intestine soup pretty much,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but it's very good, and it's what I grew up eating. So that's my go-to on a Saturday or Sunday morning.
Okay. I will forward you basically all the like tools that my boyfriend has gotten, because he makes homemade pasta like once or twice a month,
Hmm.
and then we freeze it. And it's a lot of work, but if you do a lot of it in advance, then you have it in the freezer and you can literally just bust it out of the freezer, and then you put it in the boiling water, and it takes like a minute or two
Mm.
to boil because it's so fresh. But he has like all the tool information. I don't know anything about it, but it takes a long time, but it's very, very rewarding, I will say. It's so delicious. It's
Yeah,
so
that
good.
sounds good.
Speaking of good, actually not good, great and amazing, Roman's music here, everybody. So, if you're not yet familiar with Roman Alexander's music, then you have got to check it out. And we have the links for everything that is Roman in terms of his music, where to find it, and then updates for next year, 2022. Oh my God. So make sure you check that out over the course of the rest of the show. And if you're ready, Roman,
Hmm.
without further ado, you ready for another song?
I can do that. Yeah.
All right. Cheers.
This song's called "Bad for Me," and I wrote it with my two producers, Jerry Flowers and Jared Kine. I've been looking for something stronger, something with a little more kick, anything that'll get me lit and keep me flying for a little bit. You feel like something stronger. You give me the head rush, body high, keeping me in a haze. Feeling that heart buzz with the bloodshot eyes, stringing me out for days. Oh, I know I should quit, but you're all I want, all I need. I don't wanna get clean. Oh, you're so good, you're so good, you're so good, you're bad for me. Your kiss hits a little bit harder than anything that I'm used to. I'm addicted to you in the way you make me wanna stay. When I know I should walk away, you give me that rush, body high, keeping me in a haze. feeling that heart buzz with the bloodshot eyes, stringing me out for days. Oh, I know I should quit, but I want all I need. I don't wanna get clean. Oh, you're so good, you're so good, you're so good, you're bad for me. I've been looking for something stronger. Do you feel like something stronger? You give me the head rush, body high, keeping me in a haze. Feeling that heart buzz with the bloodshot eyes, stringing me out for days. Oh, I know I should quit, but all I want, all I need. I don't wanna get clean. Oh, you're so good, you're so good, you're so good, you're bad for me. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good, you're bad for me.
Woo! Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So, Bad for Me, everybody that just tuned in, or if you've been with us since the beginning of today's Jam Happy Hour, that is track 4 of 5 that is on Between You and Me, which was released very recently, just in the past, what, year?
Yeah, last year.
And I mean, okay, so I know that particular song, Bad for Me, it kind of like followed your debut single, Cocktail Conversations. And like, how, again, I feel like I asked this earlier, but I want to know particularly for this song, like, how did you, decide on putting this on this release? Because I know when it comes to artists, like, you have a lot more in your back pocket. And I know sometimes it's like hard to decide on what to put onto a sort of collective release.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious about like how it just went from point A to point B and then to point C, which I guess is its space on Between You and Me.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, like I said earlier, it's like trying to put things in like a story for me in order. But the other thing is, you have to take a look at what you're missing. For
Yeah.
instance, I thought I was missing kind of a heart. I needed a heartfelt song. I thought that would be do well on the EP. I needed that, and so what I did is I went and I either had to go write that, or if I already had something like that, or if somebody wanted to pitch me a song, and none of those, the song I didn't have the song yet, and I didn't like any of the songs that I was getting sent at the time, and so
Yeah.
for that particular thing I was missing, so I had to go write it, and it's about wanting something you can't have, and thought I'd just put that out there.
Now, I'm always interested to hear if there's any backstory in terms of like, was there a specific situation or person that you heard that song and you decided, okay, yep, I'm putting this out there? And or did anyone come to you via text or Zoom or whatever and say, oh, interesting, you would make a song about me or put a song out there about me?
Yeah, I mean, it's about a toxic relationship. I probably, not probably, I was in, but I think I kind of pulled it from multiple things. But there was one in
Yeah.
particular. They didn't really say anything to me. That was cool.
Yes.
There's one that's going to come out after the first of the year. I'm waiting to get somebody's going to say something. So.
Okay, so does that mean people need to make sure to follow you and get
Yeah.
themselves updated because you're going to be coming out with something? Yes.
Yes, I will next year, early next year. So, probably within the first quarter. So maybe into January, early February, no later than the second week of February, in my opinion. So
The second week of February, like
no later than that.
like Valentine's Day.
That'd be kind of cool, honestly. You got me onto
Honestly,
something. You got me onto something there.
yeah. But like right before when everyone's like, ah, damn it.
Yeah.
I I have no Valentine. But you know what?
Yeah.
No Valentine or Valentine's Day, it's all propaganda. They're just trying to like have us spend way more money on flowers and chocolates for ourselves or
Yeah.
for other people. That's what I think. So that's why I wait till the day after when it's discounted.
I think when you love somebody, it's Valentine's Day every day. So
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's that's a song right there, Roman.
I think you're
It's
onto something.
Valentine's every day.
You're onto something, I think.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. I know we've got one last song, and
Uh
I
huh.
know, well, at least over here on the West Coast, we're approaching the 5 o'clock hour. So, what do you say we head on into the last song? But we got to
Sure.
cheers.
Let's cheers.
And cheers to everybody. Happy holidays. Happy Wine Wednesday. Cheers to you, Roman. Cheers to everyone watching.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, and real quick. So, what I was talking to you about before. So, you have a bottle of butter, and we're doing the 25 days of jam right now. So, for each day of December, we're doing a different like giveaway and different just cool Christmassy style thing. And as of today, we are going to be giving away some butter crazy straws. So, if you are crazy about butter, like Roman is now, they are actually really cool. It's like a huge bendy straw, and you can put it into like any container really, but it spells out butter, and it's like a ruler size.
Oh, that's awesome.
And yeah,
You just
it's
watch
really
it
cool.
go through there, kind of like when you're a little kid, you eating, drinking the cereal. Like they had those bowls that had the
Yes.
straw inside
Yeah,
the
you
cereal.
you could use it for cereal.
You could. That was my
Yeah.
favorite part of cereal.
There you go. Like fruity pebble milk or
Yeah,
cocoa pebble. Yeah.
exactly. Okay, well, I'll do one more song. This song is actually a cover, but this is one of my first songs that I um, ever fell in love with, and one of the songs I could give a tribute to getting me into songwriting. So
Love it.
um, the song's called "In Color." I said, Grandpa, what's this picture here? It's all black and white. It ain't real clear, is that you're there? I said, yeah, I was 11. Yeah, times were tough back in 35. This is me and Uncle Joe just trying to survive a cotton farm. The Great Depression. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. On this one, he was taking overseas in the 1943, in the wintertime. You almost eat my breath. Yeah, that was my tale. Gunny Road, Johnny McGee. He was a high school teacher from New Orleans, and he had my back right through the day we left. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. Yeah, only picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray can't cover. You should have seen it in color. Yeah, this one is my favorite one. This is me and Grandma in the summer sun, all dressed up the day we said our vows. You can't tell it here, but it was hot that June, and the roses were red and her eyes were blue. And just look at that smile, I was so proud. And it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other. You should have seen it in color. Yeah, a picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray can't cover. You should have seen it in color. Oh, 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 yeah. Thank you all for having me.
Woo! Thank you so much, Roman.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you to everyone watching, and happy National Brownie Day. And
time travel day.
Yeah, pretend to be a time traveler day, but
that's right.
I think we both know we're doing that right now.
That's right. We are. We're doing it.
All right. Well, one last cheers to everyone out there. Make sure you get that music streaming, downloaded. Do you have any plans for new videos?
Maybe. I think we just released one, so I'll see what we're going to do about the next release, but I'm sure there'll be a video for the next release.
Well, with that being said, everyone just check out all of his socials. Keep yourself updated because as of first or second week of February, come Valentine's Day, there's going to be some new stuff headed your way. Thank you again, Roman.
Thank you for having me.